running steam, it's time to break one for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Friday, September 19th, and we're getting ready for our sports betting day. We've got a couple of college football games tonight, Major League Baseball. We're heading down the stretch. Just a week to go here for most of the teams, few days extra, but you know what I mean. Got 10 days to go or so here until we know who's going to be in the postseason. And we know some of the teams already in the postseason. And hopefully you just saw it moments ago from Japan. How about the incredible Noah Lyles with a fourth consecutive world championship in the 200 just moments ago, a few minutes ago, actually. Lyles with the win, tying Usain Bolt's record of 4 world titles in the 200, a fourth consecutive, matching Bolt, who did it back 2009 to 2015. Lyles coming back from that ankle injury and got that third place in the 100. He went 19.52 to win it over Bednarik there just a short time ago in Japan. So great job, man. That was exciting to see Lyles with that time, just edging out the fellow American there for the world title. So exciting track and field action here this morning from Japan. Hopefully you've been watching it here today. We have great action this weekend from the World Championships. All right, let's say hello to some folks in the chat as we get going here on the show today and see who's here. Twisted is here today. Jimbo is here. Cash Kane as well. Nuke Worker is in there. He says, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Buddy, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Jimmy is here as well. Thank you, Twisted. And AOD here today, as well as Joe W. joining me here. And who else? Mike Humphrey, nice to see you in there. Thank you for being here today, everybody, for our show. We'll get going here in just a moment and get started with our previews. But I want to let everybody know what happened yesterday. Hopefully you joined us for the stream last night with Thursday Night Football, the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo. The Dolphins get the money. Buffalo gets the win. Let's make no mistake about it there, as the Bills take it down there last night against the Dolphins. But still, getting the money is what it's all about. And it was the Dolphins who got the money in and over. Hey, we did have the over yesterday here on the show as our play. So we got a winner there with the over in that one. But congratulations to Mikey Money and the guys that were on the Dolphins there yesterday. I didn't give much of a chance. That's shame on me. I mean, I've been trying to stick here with the Dolphins a little bit with Coach McDaniel, but great job nonetheless there by Buffalo to get the win. I don't know who to think about the game there yesterday with the Dolphins losing against the Bills. How did you guys do on that one yesterday? Josh Allen, 213 yards, 3 touchdown passes. James Cook, 100 yards rushing. Buffalo had 360 yards of total offense. Tua can barely throw the ball down the field, and they still got the money. 160 yards passing, 2 TDs. It came down to a point there in the game where they had to run basically a double pass, if you will, because they couldn't throw the ball far enough to get a first down. So this is where the trouble lies right now. Tua is just not a professional enough quarterback. He's not the type of guy who can throw the ball even deep right now. He's got a very weak arm, and I think that's where the problem lies here right now with this Miami team here currently. They got the money, so all right. Let's see what else is going on here in the chat today and take a look at some of the action in Major League Baseball. Last night, I had a winner here with Toronto and Tampa Bay game to go under there yesterday. Tampa Bay did get the win in that game over Toronto. Chandler Simpson with 3 hits in that one. Had a winner here with the A's yesterday over the Red Sox. Brent Rooker hit a home run in that one, and we had the A's here as our play yesterday on the morning's team as they got it done actually over Boston 5-3. Also had a high roller premium with Seattle yesterday. Luis Castillo, a 3-hit shutout in that one. The Mariners continue to roll with 11 wins in their last 12 games. Also had the winner with the over here, Miami and Colorado yesterday on the morning's team. Liam Hicks, 4 RBIs in that one as Miami and Colorado did go over. Also sent out a VIP play yesterday with Hunter Green. Man, he was having a no-hitter there into the 7th inning, pitched a 1-hit shutout for Hunter Green yesterday with 9 strikeouts, and Cincinnati beat the Cubs 1-0. Also, we had the Milwaukee Brewers here on the run line on the show yesterday with that win over the Angels. They took care of business there. Milwaukee 93-59 right now. We had a high roller winner with the under in that game as well. WNBA, we had one winner here on the show yesterday with Seattle and Las Vegas game to go under, but the big news was it was Indiana with the upset over Atlanta, and Indiana will advance into the WNBA semifinals, take on the Las Vegas Aces, who barely got it done. They get the win 74-73 over Seattle, but Seattle got the money. I had the under as my play here on the show yesterday. I think Mikey Money had as a premium there in that one. So we do know that Las Vegas will advance in the WNBA playoffs. So we know now the matchups in the playoffs here for the semifinals here in we'll find out tonight who will take on the Minnesota Lynx, but we know it will be the Aces and the Fever in the bottom half of the bracket as the Fever, the number 6 seed in there. It'll be Minnesota against the winner of tonight's game between the New York Liberty and the Phoenix Mercury. We'll talk about it here on the Morning Steve Show. All right. Let's see what else was going on. There was one football game last night with Rice and Charlotte, and Rice got that win there yesterday in that one, 28-17. Hey, just moments ago, we had some steam here on the Morning Steam Show. We better get it to you. It was Miami taking the steam here this morning in their matchup with the Texas Rangers. Miami taking that steam with Jansen Junk. They were plus $1.45 or so, but going down here. Looks like the move is on Miami here this morning in that matchup with Texas. All right. And let me dial up and see who's joining us here in the chat today and rank them up here. Let's see who else is in the chat. Really appreciate you joining me here today. Blue is in the chat today. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. Hey, 3 a.m. Good to see 3 a.m. It's been a long time with 3 a.m. in the chat. Good to see you. Trevor Davis as well here. And Nuke, hey, he says, don't forget about some CFL tonight. We got 2 games on the CFL docket here this evening. Yeah, let's make sure we get all the action in here today. Hopefully you enjoyed. Speaking of football, hopefully you had my – hey, look, had a rough one there in our big sports, I guess, but – did have some winners last night overnight. I guess better just stick to overnight betting, huh? I had the Geelong Cats over the Hawthorne Hawks in the preliminary final of the AFL, and we did have Geelong there. They rocked Hawthorne 115-85. We said lay it with Geelong, and they did. I laid 10.5, and they won it by 30 in that preliminary final there in Aussie rules. And we did score with our one baseball play overnight here as well with Hanshin Tigers winning over Yokohama Bay Stars. We had Hanshin there, and our Korean game was rained out. I knew it was going to be rained out. It was almost embarrassed that I sent it out thinking they were going to play that game. There was no chance they were ever going to play that game there yesterday. Okay. All right, and let me get ready here and start the preview, start the action here right now in just a moment. I want to say hello real quick to Dimitri Mamo. Nice to see Dimitri Mamo there. He was on Rutgers today. He likes Miami there in the game yesterday. He likes Rutgers today in that game with Iowa. We'll preview those in just a moment. And Lauren S. as well. Thank you for joining me in the chat. Top chatters include AOD, Blue, Nuke, Twisted in there, 3 a.m. in there, Dimitri, Lauren, Trevor, Cascade, and Nick Handy. Thank you for joining me. All right, you can get more plays from me every day by going to winnable.com/Ramon. This is how you support me here on the channel. If you want me to keep coming back and doing the morning steam every day, why not subscribe to the picks over at winnable.com? I had some nice winners there yesterday as described, but also get more picks from me in other sports like these overnight plays, including some tennis action here from Korea and China here this week. Some still match going on right here with I have Royer. You can sweat along right now with well, I think it's just a bet though. I don't think a pick is out there. I have a bet on Royer here right now against Kovacevic, and we did have a loser. I think we sent out Junshin Chang against Nakashima, but Nakashima did the job against him there. All right. Thomas, great to see you in the chat. Thank you for stopping by here on a Friday. Nice to have you there. And let's see. Terrell says, don't forget Asia Wilson yesterday with that big over and her point total. And we'll say this, the defensive players of the year were They gave out co-defensive player of the year. I hope they don't do that for the MVP. How do you give away a co if you're the league? Just pick one there. I mean, what are you going to start giving out 2 or 3 there? I don't know. I didn't like it, actually. But, hey, Asia Wilson got that award. So, okay, let's get ready to go here with the plays in just a moment. But let me first send you over to winnable.com, and let's hear from Mikey talking about the Win Club.
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, thank you, Mike, and appreciate you doing that commercial and let you know that you can get those plays from me, from Mikey, from Jeff, and from Sean right here with the Win Club on the Sports Money Network. Subscribe for just $19.95 a month and receive you get it for less than that when you use the promo code STEAM. Okay, let's get going here right now and talk a little college football here today. You got 3 games on. We're going to preview the 2 games. There's another game, Columbia taking on Lafayette today. I think I'll have a pick on that. So, hey, look, if you want to play on that early game, make sure you're in the Win Club, and I'll have a pick on that early game the game tonight anyway, between Columbia and Lafayette. There's an alternate game there up there. Lafayette favored by 4.5 total. 51.5. So subscribe to the Win Club if you're interested. Hey, you might have a pick in there. You might not need me, but if you want to play that game today at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, make sure you're signed up to my plays over on the Win Club. I'll make sure I send that out here today. Okay, let's go to the two main games here in college football on a Friday night and take a look at Tulsa taking on Oklahoma State here in this first one, with Tulsa coming in with a 1-2 record here right now. They won their one AA game, but they lost their game against FBS teams here so far by a combined margin of 63-37. Navy ran for 367 yards last week against Tulsa in a 42-23 win in that one. Tulsa has they have a freshman quarterback so far, pretty good completion percentage, and 324 yards overall. Tulsa here comes in as a road dog. They are 7-16 against the spread. Their last 23 games coming in off of a loss. For Oklahoma State here, they were outgained in that game against Oregon last week, 630-211 in a 69-3 loss to the Ducks. The Ducks ran for 312. They threw for 319. Cowboys did beat an FCS team 27-7. They have a sophomore quarterback in here. He's only completed about not even 50%, or just over 50%, but just 203 yards passing here. Oklahoma State's lost 10 of their last 14 games here straight up, but they're going to be pretty big favorites here tonight by 10.5, and the total 54. Period. Maybe it's 54.5. Let me put the 5 in there. 54 period. All right, there we go. Oh, now this is a bit of a series where they definitely have some experience against one another. Oklahoma State comes in just 1-7 against the spread in games coming in off of a loss last season. Oklahoma State just 2-5 against the spread as a home favorite, although they are 24-10 against the spread when coming in off of a loss long term. So they used to be terrific in that role. Of late, not so much. Oklahoma State has won the last 10 in the series and gone 5-2 against the spread in the last 7. Tulsa, despite losing 6 straight trips into Stillwater, 3-3 against the spread. They're getting 10.5 here. They were getting more. Opened as high as 13.5, maybe even 14. So the move here has been to Tulsa for sure. Series has gone under in 3 of the last 4 meetings here. So let's see what you have here when Tulsa takes on Oklahoma State here tonight. Oklahoma State technically is coming in off of a bye, and then Tulsa, they are traveling. They're on the short week, obviously, but it's not a very far travel here, obviously, in this one. And so, Coach Gundy, the pressure's on, the heat is on. Coach Gundy, but don't lose this one right now if you want to at least keep your job throughout the rest of the season. It feels like right now for Tulsa, Coach Lamb, he was pretty was pretty lavish with the praise on Coach Gundy. You have Lamb here. He's not a man. He's not 40. He's only 36. But Gundy was a quarterback when I was a kid back here at Oklahoma State. So we'll see how long he can keep the job here right now. Oklahoma State has lost 10 straight to FBS clubs, actually coming in and struggling, like I said, when coming in off of a loss. So maybe that's part of it with Tulsa taking the action here today. But let's see what you have in the chat here. One thing Gundy said that they want to do after that embarrassing performance last week was simplify the game plan, quite frankly, here for this matchup. So, all right, let's go to the chat. A lot of comments in here and maybe some picks from you guys with this game. All right. I got to scroll back here. You guys are having some nice salutations and conversation here. Thomas says, like this video and subscribe. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate you. Dimitri, maybe go with the under. There's Justin today. Good morning to Justin. All right. Okay. I'm looking for, here's Justin. He likes the over here with these two. And maybe it'll be easier for Oklahoma State tonight. Nuke is on the Cowboys here. I think he's saying Cowboys by 20. And we know Oklahoma plays this week as well. But I think he's saying OSU here. VAR is on Oak State Moneyline in this one. Blue like in the over here. So maybe not that many. Just some nice conversation with you guys in the chat. So, all right. Maybe I'll have to just make my play and move on here in this one with Tulsa and Oklahoma State here tonight. But let me see here. I do have a let's see here. Make sure I got it straight. We'll give it the wrong play here. I'm going to be on Tulsa plus the points, but Dimitri here is going to be on OU. Oh, looks like our track and field is over. Okay. Give me Tulsa here tonight, plus those points against Oklahoma State. Like Tulsa, but well, you know what? Missed out on the best of the number, it feels like there with the move there from 14, 13 and a half, 13 down to 10 here right now. So maybe don't have the best of the numbers. So let's go ahead and take Tulsa as our play. I like Tulsa here on the show. Okay. Next up, and we have the Iowa Hawkeyes taking on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in Iowa here on the road. Going to be a small favorite. They really, if you look at the previous matchups between these two, you'd probably not hesitate to lay it here with Iowa. They're up to 2.5. Well, maybe has gone down here to 46. I mean, since joining the Big Ten, the Iowa's beaten Rutgers pretty handily, actually, every time. I mean, I think it's combined, I want to say 93-17 in the 4 meetings that the two teams have played against one another. But maybe things are a little bit different this time around. Looks like Rutgers has a little bit of offense going on here finally, and maybe enough defense to kind of slow the Hawkeyes. But like I said, this has been a dominant series here in 4 meetings between the two teams. It's been Iowa pretty much hammering them every time. So see what you guys like here in this one between Iowa and Rutgers. Hawkeyes have won all 4 meetings over the last 7 years since joining. They played 4 meetings with a 7-year span. Haven't met in a couple years here, but yeah, 93-17 last time here in 2022. Iowa was outgained actually 360-270, but scored 2 defensive touchdowns to get that one. The Scarlet Knights have scored just 17 points in those 4 meetings since joining the Big Ten back in 2014. So for Rutgers, last week Iowa blew out UMass at home 47-7 as a 34.5 point favorite as Coach Ferentz passed Woody Hayes for the most all-time Big Ten wins. How about that? And Rutgers rolled over Norfolk 60-10 as a 44-point favorite, outgaining him by 340 yards to go to 3-0 straight up. But like I said, Iowa's dominated, but maybe it's a little bit different here. Rutgers, they probably have closed the gap, but can they win here tonight? For Iowa's covered at actually 3 of the 4 that I mentioned there. Rutgers won their FBS games by a combined score of 79-48 against a couple of MAC opponents, including Ohio U, who did run for 200 yards in the season opener against Rutgers. Rutgers, like I said, spanked Norfolk last week. Now, they have a pretty good experienced quarterback right now in Khalid Kamanis. so far. Really good quarterback. He's been a starter for a couple of seasons, actually, and here he is with Rutgers right now and looking pretty good. He looks like the better of the quarterbacks for sure coming into this game. Although the Scarlet Knights are 5-15 against the spread as a home dog since 2019. Shiano, though, 21-24 against the spread as a home dog, and Rutgers 14-19 against the spread in Big Ten games. Rutgers 10-1 against the spread in their last 11, coming in off of a win. So let's see what you have here in this one between Rutgers and Iowa. Iowa beat a couple of cruddy teams for sure to rack up a couple of wins, and they lost their only true road game against Iowa State 16-13. Gronowski at quarterback, the former South Dakota State champion, definitely good experienced quarterback at that level, and it's been okay so far for sure here with the Hawks. Hawks are 19-8 against the spread. Their last 27 as an underdog. Ferencz has been good as an underdog as well. Let's see what you have in this one with Iowa hosting Rutgers here on Friday night. Rutgers has covered 4 of their last 5 dating back to last season. Rutgers gone over in 7 straight at home and 6 straight overall. Iowa's gone over in 11 of their last 16 games. But this total's pretty high for an Iowa game, 46. Like I said, Rutgers probably has a little bit more offense right now than they're used to. And let's see what you got in the chat. Here we go. I see the picks coming in right now with Rutgers team total under here for Thomas. Blue likes the under here. And Justin, he likes Iowa to get it done here on the road. Cash Kane says Iowa money line. He thinks that Rutgers will have an interception. Here's Twisted. Rutgers money line and under. VAR likes Iowa minus those points. Twisted says that Iowa offense, not great, but the D might be able to get it done again. Iowa for Nuke. Cash King says, don't forget, Rutgers might be a little bit suspect on defense here. Terrell says, Rutgers over here. He says they've scored some big points in those first games. Says that'll help them on offense, even against a team like Iowa. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, Derek Bopp in there. Nice to have Derek Bopp. Says let's cash some tickets. Thank you to Derek. Nine Legacy says take Tulsa on the spread and Iowa on the spread today. All right. Hey, I got to make a pick here. I'm going under in this one with Iowa and Rutgers. I've got the under at 40. I guess it's 46 there now, huh? Okay, I guess that's it there. And like I said, if you want to join me with the other game, make sure you signed up, and I'll be picking that Columbia and Lafayette game today. All right. Going to go next to the major leagues here. We got kind of a hefty schedule, and I think we can cover them all here. This might be the last time, though, here as we get in the weekend. And maybe next week we will as well, but we won't this weekend. We're going to whittle it down tomorrow, especially with some of the teams starting to find their spots to clinch here this weekend. Probably get another team or two in the postseason here as the season winding down in the major leagues. Thank you for a great season, you guys, previewing nearly every game here on the Morning Steam all year long, didn't we? What a ride for nearly 6 months here in Major League Baseball. Let's get it going with the Cubs taking on the Reds here with Shoto Imanaga on the road. A little bit of a road favorite here in this one against Lodolo. Imanaga comes in 23 starts, a 3.29 ERA, 0.95 whip. For Lodolo, 26 starts, a 3.3 ERA, and a 104 whip coming into this one. Cubs a slight road favorite, but the Reds have taken the steam already here today. And right now I have 120 there on screen, but I'm going to have to update that. Bovada's still $1.18. Maybe it's about $1.15, and the total definitely shaded to the over here, 8.5 over at minus 115 there, I think. There we go. All right, so let's see what you guys have here in this one with the Cubs taking on the Reds here. These two pitchers are combined 13 and 32 to the under so far this season. Wow. See what you got here in the chat. Want to hear from you and see. Let's go to it right now. Here comes the Reds for Twisted. Cash Keen's on the Cubs. And let's see here.
System playing.
I think Thomas is on Cincinnati. Cash Kane says maybe the Reds here first 5. 9 Legacy says Cincinnati on the money line here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, with Lodolo in here, might be a spot here for them. The Cubs come in having won 4 of their last 5. Reds have gone under in 8 of their last 11. 6 of the last 7 in the series have gone under here, although 4 of the last 5 in Cincinnati have gone over. Cubs have gone under in 6 of their last 7 on the road. Terrell says Imanaga already dealt against these guys and looked pretty good in that matchup there. So, all right, right now the Reds currently sitting there with a chance, 2 games out of the wild card behind the Mets, but it's starting to get tough. It's starting to get late here. Got to win all these games, and for the Cubs, they're pretty much stuck. Feels like right in that position here. Almost nothing to play for. You want to win a few more here if you're the Cubs. You don't want to fall behind, but they've got a cushion over the Padres or Dodgers, whichever team it is in there. So Nuke says, right, it's a bigger series for the Reds, and I agree. So I'm going to take the Reds here in this one. I think, look, even in the back of your mind, if you're the Cubs, you do want to win. You probably Imanaga, better than Lodolo. Lodolo's nice too, but the Cubs, they really don't have much to improve on. I don't think they can catch the Brewers. They're 6 behind them. They're 6 behind the Brewers and 5 ahead of the Padres. I mean, they're probably not moving. So let me take the Reds here in this one. Next up, we've got the A's taking on the Pirates with Luis Severino here in this one. He's up against Keller here for the Bucks. For Severino, 6-11 record, 4.82 ERA, but Keller's 6-14 with a 4.13 ERA. Both guys with a BABIP close to 300. For the Pirates here, they've won just 1 of their last 12 games overall. They've lost 6 straight at home. A's have won 6 of their last 7 coming in, and they've also beaten Pittsburgh in 5 straight meetings between the two teams. Pittsburgh's gone under in 4 of their last 5. The A's have gone under in 7 of their last 10 games coming in. But, man, Pittsburgh in a bad way here right now for sure. The A's have been hitting pretty well here over the past week, batting over 275. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh had it hitting under 200 over the last week. So Severino's been pretty good here on the road, but Keller has struggled over his last 10 starts or so. The A's on the road, man, they've just been pretty solid here right now. They've actually moved to, I believe, a slight favorite here, and mostly a pick 'em. I see DraftKings though is minus $1.15. Maybe they're the slightest of favorites. Talking about the A's here, and let's see what you have. I'll just put the line to the Pirates side. I said minus $1.10. Maybe call it $1.15. 8.5 over 15. Let's go to the chat. See what you have here in this one with the A's taking on the Pirates here on Friday. NYC Bar was on the Cubs back in that other game. And SF Niner says the Reds have nothing to play for. I beg to differ with the Reds, just 2 games out of the wild card. Maybe SF Niners saying that the Reds are toast here and they cannot do it, but they definitely are live for sure. I say the Cubs have nothing to play for, really. Nerfy here for Terrell. Thomas is on the A's. NYC Bar likes the over here. 9 Legacy on the Pirates. Twisted's on the over. Blues on the A's. Therese says everyone's on the Reds in that other game. Yeah, maybe they are. Cash Gaines on the A's, money line and over. Timothy Hawk today is on the A's as well. We're on a lot of A's. Severino's garbage, says SF Niner. He's got good numbers, though. I don't know what you're looking for in a starting pitcher on the road. I know he's got a 4.82 ERA, so I don't. He's 6-11. I get it with SF Niner there, but he's definitely been better on the road than at that mini ballpark there. A's team total over for Tariq. Thomas says, I'll wake up and play the A's. D Money's on the A's. Great job by the chat all-stars here. Hopefully, that's why you tune in, right, for all the different opinions that we run over. I'll take the A's here in this one to win on the road against the Pirates. Next up, we've got the Braves taking on the Tigers here with Bryce Cy Young Elder. He's been hot here. Well, I don't know about hot, but, just when we want to go against him every game, he pops up here with a couple of good starts here. 7-10 record, 5.56 ERA. Elder 6-16 to the under this season, 1.45. Yawning here, guys. Morton, 9-10 record, 5.55 ERA, 267 batting average against. Now, these guys are getting a little bit rugged here. These 2 starters, anyway, for the Braves here. They come in to this one, having won 5 straight games right now coming in. Detroit's lost 6 of 7. People are scared Detroit's going to blow it here and fall out of the playoffs, possibly. I don't know if that'll happen. I mean, they're currently in front in their division over Cleveland by 3.5 games here, but they've lost 3 straight. I don't know if they can catch Toronto here right now. They're just trying to hold off Houston and Seattle, who are co-leaders right now in the West for that number 2 playoff spot. So we'll see, but definitely Detroit feeling pretty secure. But again, this is the second time this happened here in the last month or so that Detroit's gone into a bit of a losing streak right now. Atlanta's actually beaten Detroit in 5 straight meetings between the 2 teams. Detroit's gone over in 7 of their last 10. Atlanta's gone over in 4 of their last 5. But let's see what you have in the matchup between Atlanta and Pittsburgh here. The Braves are not quite hitting 250 on the road. The Tigers bat about 260 at home. Atlanta been struggling in the bullpen for sure, and they're not exactly great in this role, but Detroit's struggling here right now. And Atlanta, even though they have nothing to play for, they've won a few games here down the stretch. Let's see what you got here in this one with Atlanta taking on Detroit. Here we go with the Braves here for NYC Bar. Twisted's on Atlanta. Cash Kane likes the over. Blue likes the over. Thomas says he'll take Atlanta right now. SF Niners betting soccer and tennis today. Justin says give me Olsen over at his total bases. 9 Legacy likes Detroit, but Blue is on Atlanta. And SF Niner says the Braves might as well just mail it in the rest of the year. Tariq is on the Braves. And, it just feels like the Braves are actually playing with a little bit more, purpose, feels like right now. Even though, nothing's happening. The Braves are definitely toast, but they've won 5 in a row. I guess they're not done. I guess they've won every game here on out. They might have a chance. All right, I got to make my call here in this one. Thank you to the chat here. I think that's it from you guys there in the chat. All right, I'll take Atlanta here in this one. Like I said, they're playing with just feels like a little bit more purpose right now, even though they haven't been good. Trevor is on Atlanta on the money line. Next up, we've got the Yankees on the road taking on the O's. This one, so they're in a little bit of a longer series right now with these two we saw yesterday with Fried and Povich there. We got Will Warren here going up against Tyler Rogers here in this one for Will Warren. So far, 8-7 record, 4.44 ERA. Rogers has been really strong. We know that 8-2 record with a 1.43 ERA. Orioles are actually 12-4 with Rogers on the mound. I think it's reflected in that line how good he's been here. 120 and the total is 9. Even though Baltimore's been long out of it, this is still a decent matchup for him with a hot pitcher here in Tyler Rogers. The Orioles have actually won 11 of their last 16 games. They've been playing pretty well, but the Yankees have won 16 of their last 20 on the road. They've won 6 of their last 8 games overall. And let's see what you have here. Baltimore's gone under in 10 of their last 13, 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams here in Baltimore have gone under. 5 straight meetings between the two teams have gone under. And yes, yesterday's game did go under. What was I thinking, right? When I went with the over, even though I read it off probably 3 times in the preview of the game. Baltimore's gone under in 12 straight games. Why wouldn't they go under here? It feels like with this one. So let's see what you have, though, between the Yankees and the Orioles here with Twisted is on Baltimore here. SF Niner likes the O's. Blue likes O's first 5. And Thomas says, what are we doing, Yankees? Timothy likes the under here as well. And Twisted, I think he's saying with these two. Keith, just truth, Baltimore, first 5. Cash Gain says Rogers over on his K's. Is it a Baltimore spot? Justin says take Rogers over in his strikeouts prop. O's first 5 for Tariq, maybe the under. 9 Legacy loves those Oreos, and he likes the team total over. Trevor says Baltimore reverse run line today. NYC bar on the Yankees. Nuke says got to take the Yankees here on the run line. Rogers has been so good, but man, can they get enough offense here? And are the Yankees? Look, their position is somewhat precarious. Just a 2-game lead over the Astros and Mariners right now. And, they're leading that number 1 spot for the wild card. They could still catch the Jays. They're 3 games back right now, and the Jays are on a little bit of a losing streak. So I'm going to take Baltimore, though, in this one with Rogers. He's been very good. I would imagine we might get a low score here in this one. All right. Next up, we've got the Nationals on the road taking on the Mets and Sproat. Sproats look pretty good there with the starts so far. 2 starts, 2.25 ERA, but the Mets, they're in a position here where they're going with these young pitchers. Alvarez here is 3 starts, 1.15 ERA coming into this one for Andrew Alvarez here. Pretty good, 0.83 ERA so far for Sproat. 2 starts, just 3 earned runs, 10 strikeouts in 12 innings so far. Washington, pretty good offensively here. It feels like in this spot, both bullpens have struggled here for sure of late. Let's see what you guys have in this one when the Washington Nationals take on the Mets. Mets have actually lost 9 of their last 12, but they have defeated Washington in 10 straight meetings between the two teams here right now, and 12 of the last 10 straight in New York, 12 of the last 16 overall. The Mets have been dominant over Washington. Washington's lost 5 of their last 6. They've gone over in 10 of their last 15. Mets have gone over in 6 of their last 9. Let's see how you have it, though, when Washington takes on the Mets here today. Go to the chat in this one. It's blue on the Mets. SF Niners on the Mets. Here's Keith. Mets first 5. Team total over. Mets for VAR. What's the Nationals run line, says Thomas. He might be interested in the Nats. I don't know if I can. He did take him. Cash gains on the over here. And right now, Nuke said, should the Mets be minus 200 over anybody right now, especially with a, rookie pitcher? There might be some volatility here. It feels like Tariq says Mets first 5 there, and Mets full game. All right, I'll still take him. I'll take the Mets here on the run line. But yeah, it does feel a little bit dicey. It's just that the Mets really have dominated this team, and maybe they can ride that dominance into a run line victory here against Washington. Look, the Mets still should have plenty of motivation here. They're barely hanging on, but they've hung on despite being in this predicament now for the last 2 or 3 weeks, where they've kind of blown that cushion a little bit with the wild card. But there's still 2 games up on Arizona, 2 games up on the Reds, 3 up on the Giants, and then down to the Cardinals. That's going to be tough. So I think you're looking at the Diamondbacks, the Reds, and the Giants as the 3 teams trying to chase down the Mets here right now. Okay, Mets money line for Terrell. The Nats might be just mopping it up. The Mets should have plenty to play for. They know they have a beatable opponent here, but again, kind of awkward, right? Trying to start a rookie pitcher here right now. In fact, all of these young pitchers for the Mets, kind of weird how it's worked out. I got those starters in here, paid the money, and then they've ended up in this situation. Oh, well, I'll take the Mets here tonight. Next up, you've got the Boston Red Sox taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. A good one here. Rays, they're pretty much toast, but they've won a couple in a row. They're 8 back. Forget it. I mean, going to have to win them all and then get help. Here it feels like for Boston and Garrett Crochet. Look, they're currently looking okay here in that playoff run. They're holding off Cleveland here right now by, just a game and a half. Cleveland's been so hot with that 7-game winning streak coming in right now. So the pressure's on here. Boston, and they have Crochet. Boston is minus $1.30, maybe even higher a few spots here right now. And the total is, the total is pretty much looks like 7 flat with these 2 pitchers, Crochet and Rasmussen here right now. We did get some word here just moments ago. Let me see what we got. Definitely got some injury news here. Fiducia, he is questionable, the Rays catcher here. And let's see what else. Yep. Rays had to send a couple of guys to the injured list here, it looks like, today. So let's see what you have here in this one with the Red Sox taking on the Rays tonight. Boston's beaten the Rays in 6 straight meetings here right now, but they have lost 5 of their last 7 overall. Tampa's lost 9 of their last 13 games overall. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams have gone under. Boston's gone under in 7 of their last 9. Tampa Bay's gone under in 5 of their last 6 at home, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams have gone under here as well. Crochet comes in with a 2.63 ERA, 105 whip. Rasmussen, 2.74 ERA, 0.99 whip. The 2 pitchers are a combined 22 and 35 to the under. Crochet is 16 and 5 on the season coming in. Rasmussen, he's been solid all season. He's been solid here of late as well. You're getting great pitching out of these 2 bullpens as well here of late. You've got right now, Boston, number 2 bullpen in the league. Tampa Bay, they're nearly a top 5 bullpen right now. So been great pitching here for sure. Let's see how you have it when Boston takes on Tampa here today. And watching some Billie Jean King Tennis Cup here with Paolini, always one of my favorites. Okay, here we go. Blue is on the Rays here. Thomas is on Tampa Bay on the run line. SF Niner likes the Rays here. Cash Kane likes the Red Sox on the money line. Crochet over on his K's for Keith. Just Truth. Tampa Bay for Twisted. Nine Legacy likes the Mets run line and the Red Sox run line today. Cash Kane says Red Sox will smash for Nate. Boston run line for Bar. Timothy Hawk says Rays money line. And Keith Just Truth says Martina dominated against Billie Jean King. I think that's what she said. That's what Keith is saying. And Terrell says Boston Crochet gets run support. So Boston run line or team total over. Yeah, boy. Boston is pretty hot here against Tampa Bay. And yeah, Tampa Bay might be toast. I think with Crochet, I'm going to go ahead and take Boston here in this one as my play here on the show. Next up, the Blue Jays are on the road with Scherzer going up against Lorenzen in this one. You've got Scherzer coming in, a 5-3 record in 15 starts, 4.31 ERA, 1.16 whip for Lorenzen. He's 5-11 with a 4.91 ERA, 1.37 whip coming into this one. For Toronto here, they've won 6 of their last 8. Kansas City's dropped 8 of their last 11 coming in. Toronto's gone under in 10 of their last 13 games, including 6 of their last 7 on the road. Kansas City has gone over in 5 of their last 6, but they've gone under in 9 of their last 12 on the road. And 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams have gone under. The widely reported steam did come in on Kansas City in this game. You see the Blue Jays were $1.35, but they're down to about $1.25 at some of the sharp books, but we can leave $1.35 up there. You got $1.33 at Bovada, $1.32 at DraftKings here, and the total, 9 under 20. That seems spot on. As see what you got here in this one. Paolini wraps that win up. Toronto so far, they're hit about 265 over the last month. Kansas City hit about 240 over the last month here. Lorenzens have been getting hit pretty hard here of late. Toronto backed by Scherzer in this one. We talked about their motivation, right, in this situation. They are comfortable here in their lead over the Yankees by 3 games currently, and they're also up on Detroit by 4 games for that top seed in the American League. Meanwhile, Kansas City, they're still 7 games back, but that feels like just a little bit out of range here for Kansas City. They'd have to go on a pretty good winning streak to finish the season, have any chance to try to get into the postseason here. So let's see what you got in this one, Toronto and Kansas City. We've got Cash Keen, he's on the Blue Jays. Thomas says you got to roll with the Blue Jays here. Blues on the Blue Jays. Timothy Hawk says Blue Jays. Justin says Blue Jays over on the team total. Twisted says Scherzer, he could be going downhill here, getting a little fatigued maybe here of late, but NYC Bar is on Blue Jays on the run line. Toronto money line here for Twisted. And Nuke says the Jays just scored 1 run in their last 2 games against the Rays, and that Scherzer, he's our Toronto correspondent too. But, it's just a matter of what does Kansas City, can they really see this? Steam did come in on Kansas City, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and try Toronto here on the money line, on the road, in an important game for them. It does feel like Kansas City just about done. Next up, we've got the Padres taking on the White Sox here. Dylan Cease going for the Padres against the White Sox. So you got a little going up against this former team. The Padres did take the steam. They're up to $1.96 here at Bovada. Geez, they're almost up to $2 here in this one with Cease on the road against Davis Martin here. Total 8 over 15. So, he's a big number. Big number on the Padres. The widely reported steam on the under as well as the Padres here in this one. For the Padres, they come in having won 6 straight meetings against the White Sox. The White Sox have lost their last 6 games overall. Padres have gone over in 9 of their last 13 on the road, but the White Sox have gone under in 6 of their last 7 games. Coming into this one, Padres here, their situation is pretty clear right now for San Diego. They're closing in on a playoff berth here, and they might be kind of just stuck there. They could catch the Dodgers 3 games back, but every time the Dodgers lose, the Padres seem to lose on that same day. So feels like they'll just be stuck here in the number 2 wild card slot. We still have obviously here 9 games to go in the season for the Padres. So they could go one way or the other in that, but it seems like they're going to make the postseason. I know one thing they'd like to do, and they'd have to win 7 of their last 9 games. The Padres have actually, believe it or not, they've never had back-to-back seasons of 90 wins. The Padres are as old as I am. They were born the same year, and look how old I am. And they've never had back-to-back seasons of 90 wins. They'd have to win 7 of their last 9 games here to do so, but see if they can get it done here against the White Sox. Pretty high price. I don't know if I don't even know if I trust this price. But let's see what you have here in the chat. Padres are certainly clicking here on offense, hitting 275 over the last week. Meanwhile, the White Sox are not even hitting 175 over the last week. We know the Padres have a great bullpen, number 1 in the major leagues for sure, and they do pretty well against the weaker teams this season. It's kind of been a bugaboo of the Padres for a while, but let's see what you have here in this one up against Martin here. And let's go to the chat and see what you have with my Padres taking on the White Sox. The Padres actually defeated the White Sox one time when they won the World Series. Well, not really. Padres have never won the World Series. But if you ever saw the movie The Kid from Left Field starring Gary Coleman, they beat the White Sox in the World Series in a fictional movie one time with Gary Coleman, basically a little bat boy, managed them to the world title. But it was really Robert Guillaume who was calling the shots, Gary Coleman's dad in the movie. But he was a vendor, an alcoholic vendor, and but he was telling the kid what to do. Gary Coleman got the job as the bat boy, and Guillaume was kind of giving him the tips, and then he'd go to the game and tell the Padres what to do, and the Padres won the World Series. So there. All right, let's go to the chat. You guys don't want to hear me talk about it. That's the only way they'll ever win the World Series. Okay, Padres. Cash Kane says lay them at 2.5. Thomas Lewis says take the Padres. 9 Legacy says Padres on the run line. Nate's going to steam them. White Sox money line, though, for Twisted. Maybe the White Sox steal one, I think is what Thomas is saying here. Padres team total over for SF Niner. Blue says White Sox team total under. And look, Martin, you know what? Martin is good. Man, these White Sox, they get a few pitchers that can deal a little bit. He does have a 4 ERA. He's got better numbers than Dylan Cease, for sure. Davis Martin does. All right, let's see here. Padres team total for Barr. Twisted said the price is too high. The rent is too high. Thomas may be on a money line parlay here. Nate says Padres run line will bring it down. Keith, just truth. Padres run line is the only way to go. And Thomas says, what was the name of that movie? It was The Kid from Left Field. The Kid from Left Field. Padres won the World Series in that movie. All right, I'm going to go with the under. Give me the under of the Padres and the White Sox. All right. Next up, we got the Marlins on the road taking on the Rangers here with Jansen Junk. The Marlins took that widely reported steam we talked about here at the beginning of the show. Rangers are about $1.50 now in the total, 8 under 15. We can update it here. 8 under 15, is that right? Okay, there we go. Call it 150, maybe 155 here at a few spots right now. But the Rangers going to be a comfortable favorite here with Trevor Mahle here at home. Mahle, 6-3 record, 2.34 ERA. Mahle's 3-11 to the under, and the Rangers, I mean, they're at home after all. 1.13 WHIP, 214 batting average against. These are decent numbers for Mahle. For Jansen Junk, he's 6-3, 4-4. 4.5 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. Not terrific, but a pretty good job this season for Junk here. Miami's won 7 of their last 8 games coming in, but Texas has won 7 of their last 8 games at home. Texas was just on the road, though. They dropped 4 of 5 here. Miami's actually lost 5 of the last 6 meetings to Texas. Miami's gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road coming in. Let's see what you have here with Miami taking on Texas here tonight. You know, Texas doesn't hit very well at home. They're barely hitting 230 this season. Junk's been okay on the road. Got an ERA of about 3.75. Marlins also pretty good bullpen here of late. For Miami, they're not terrific. I mean, they're probably got a bottom 10 bullpen, but they've been better here of late. Let's see what you have in this one with that price discount a little bit here, but let's go to the chat. All right, it's going to be here we go with SF Niners wondering about Goffin there. Just underway. I bet Goffin, so if anybody wants to ride me here, SF Niner, I think he's one. I don't know what unicorn is it. One standout performance. Maybe I got Goffin at plus $1.10 up against Alexander Vukic here. I did not send it out or anything, but I did bet him. Okay. NYC Bar on the under here. Cash Kane on the under. Thomas likes Texas here. And it just feels like it's a high price. But the one thing is, you know, at least Texas here, if you look at it right now, they do have 4 games out, and feel right now with this 4-game losing streak, it does feel like Texas has blown it here right now, and that they're in a desperate push to try to win, but they've got to win them all. They're really one of the last teams that are breathing. It feels like here right now that they could, lose 1 or 2, but they've got to go right now. Does Texas? Meanwhile, Miami's not doing. They're actually just 6 out, and they've won 3 straight. But that's just a little bit out of reach. Okay, here we go. Rangers run line for 9 legacy. And let's see. Oh, Timothy Hawk says Rangers on the run line. SF Niner might be on the Rangers here. Blues on the Marlins. Team total over. Cash Kane. Marlins on the run line and under. Twisted in there. Let's see. Marlins if he had to. What was it going to be? SF Niner unicorn. What was the word going to be? Okay. You know what? Texas, at least we can get them at $1.50. Again, I always try to draw the line. Don't want to go ever $1.50 on this show, but I'll take Texas here tonight against Miami on the money line. All right, the Mariners are taking on the Astros. Oh boy, this should be a great series this weekend. The Mariners and the Astros are currently tied atop the standings in the American League West. Both are 84 and 69. The Astros have won 3 straight. The Mariners have won 11 of their last 12 right now. So, wow, what a series it's going to be this weekend, and a good pitching matchup to start with Wu going up against Brown. Wu's got a 3.02 ERA, 0.94 WHIP, 203 batting average against. For Brown here, 12-7, 2.27 ERA, 1.0 WHIP, 197 batting average against. Great series, great matchup. Is it too close to call? Houston mostly favored everywhere, although I do see DraftKings has actually moved Seattle to a slight favorite here. It feels like a pick-em actually by now in between these two. Let's see how you have it between Houston and Seattle. Like I said, Seattle's won 11 of 12. Houston's won all these games here in a row, right? Not all these games in a row, but a good steady streak here by Houston, having won 3 straight and 5 of their last 6 currently. Houston's gone over in 6 of their last 7. Seattle's gone over in 4 of their last 5, but 2 good starting pitchers here in this one. Let's see what you have. This is a big game. Brown's been so good of late over his last 10 starts, keeping that ERA so low. We got good bullpens here as well. So let's see what you have in this one. Seattle and Houston. Let's go. This is the main one here tonight. All right, we're going to start with SF9 are on the Mariners, but Blues on the Astros. Thomas says give him the Astros at home. Cash Kane says he'll take Mariners plus 2.5 and under. That's got to be probably a parlay there, I'm pretty sure, because of the plus 2.5. Twisted's on the Astros, but VAR likes Houston plus a run tonight. And Twisted says woo, a little bit suspect. Justin's on the Mariners here. And Cash King likes Wu over Brown, it feels like here. Nuke's on the Astros in this big one. And SF Niner, he says Arthur Kazao there. He was on Kazao in that win over Arnaldi. I was too. Good job, Irish King. I didn't send it out. I've been a little light on the tennis here in Japan, in South Korea and China so far this week, but we'll see this weekend. All right. I think that's it for you guys. I'll take the under here in this one with Seattle and Houston. Give me the under tonight in this one. Okay, we got a few more here. Next up is the Guardians taking on the Twins. And got the rookie left-hander, Messick here. No parentheses. There we go. Got to fix that. All right. For Messick here, but he's been good. 1.84 ERA in 5 starts for this left-hander. A 3.02 batting average against, and a 3.66 BABIP. So maybe, just maybe, he's pitched a little bit of luck with that, but those numbers are pretty solid. It's hard to think he's been overall lucky. Still just 5 starts, and he's gone 1-4 to the under so far as Messick. For Lopez here, a 5-4 record, 2.64 ERA, 1.1 WHIP, 2.26 batting average against is much more solid, but still Messick has been good. Let's see what you have here in this one with Cleveland and Minnesota. Cleveland's so hot right now, right? They've won 7 straight games to put them just 1.5 games back of Boston in that wild card chase. If you're moving, you know, they're legit as far as some of these teams that have a chance, right? 3 games, I'm going to call it 3 games back. You're live. you're live if you're 6 or 7 back. I'm just being realistic here in baseball talk, if you know what I mean. So for Minnesota here, look, they've been long toast right now, but they could play spoiler here with Cleveland's bats the way they're going. Over the last month, Cleveland barely hitting over 215 or so, but they've been pitching well, so they're in every game. Minnesota doesn't exactly hit left-handers too well either, just hitting 235 this season against left-handed starters. So we probably could see some pretty good pitching, it feels like, here in this one with Cleveland and Minnesota. But can Cleveland get this big road win, or can Minnesota play spoiler here in this one? Cleveland has won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams overall. Minnesota's actually lost 8 of their last 10. I like Lopez. I definitely like Lopez, but Cleveland's been pretty clutch of late, even if they don't have the numbers to show it, it feels like. All right, Cleveland money line here for Twisted. Thomas is on his Guardians. Barr says, give me the Twins. SF Niner on Cleveland. Cash Kane. Cleveland. Justin. Cleveland. Keith. Cleveland. 9 Legacy says, give me the Twinkies, however, here. And Thomas says, a big Christmas is going to hit. SF Niner, let's see here. Twisted says, Boston loses, Cleveland wins. And Thomas says, forget about Justo. They're going after the Tigers. They're not worried even about the wild card here. Just go after the Tigers here right now. Yeah, they're 3.5 back of the Tigers. Tigers have lost 3 in a row. Cleveland's won 7 in a row. So first things first, Thomas. So let's get the Guardians into the playoffs. But it's going to be, if the Guardians are in, you're either going to have most likely, either Boston's out of there, or let's see what happens with Houston and Seattle. If one of those two teams sweep that series, then the other team's going to be in real trouble to make the playoffs. Okay. Nuke is on the Guardians. Blue is on the under here. And that's it. And there's my Thomas. There's Thomas's catchphrase. All right. I'll go ahead and take I'm going to take the Cleveland Guardians here in this one. Man, I took a lot of sides today. I'll take Cleveland, though, here to win and remain clutch. I think for me, just the fact that they kind of dominate Minnesota right now, because I don't mind Lopez in this spot. Now, Cleveland, I think, much better bullpen, right? I mean, you got Cleveland's a top 5 bullpen, Minnesota's a bottom 5 bullpen, so that might be the difference. SF Niners says Yankees don't need first place. All they got to do is get in. But you know what? They still have to hang on too, but it does feel like they're a little bit more secure. Yeah, they're 3 games behind the Blue Jays. That's tough enough, but they are 3 games clear in the wild card. So, all right. Here we go. Next up, we've got a few more here. The Angels are on the road taking on the Rockies, and it'll be Ferris on the mound here for the Angels and Blaylock for the Rockies here. Blaylock. These Rockies pitchers, man. 1-5 record with a 9 ERA. The Rockies are 2-8 with Blaylock on the mound. 343 batting average against. Ferris has made 3 starts. 4.8 ERA. Angels actually won 2 of 3 with Ferris on the mound. 210 BABIP. Ferris, good numbers so far in a few starts anyway. Nothing earth-shattering here. Angels have lost 7 straight games. The Rockies have lost 5 straight games. What are we doing here? Angels have lost 8 straight on the road. The Rockies have lost 8 of their last 9 at home. Maybe that's why they'll win. They have the one win. The Angels actually 2-4 in their last 6 games against Colorado, but Colorado's gone over in 5 straight. Angels have gone over in 4 of their last 5. 6 of the last 9 games between the two teams have gone over. What are we doing here even talking about this? The Angels have struggled at the plate over the last month, barely hitting over 200. These bullpens are getting rocked here right now. Angels, oh boy. Go ahead in the chat. Let's see what you have in this one. I don't care. But we'll make a pick. That's what we do here on the morning steam. Thomas is on Colorado. Twisted is on the Angels on the money line. NYC Bar says go under here. Cash Cane says Angels team total over. Nuke says, look, they have the tiebreaker over New York. Interesting to note. SF Niners, let's see here. There's Joe Adell, RBI, says Justin today. All right, let me make a call here on this one. I didn't come in here to this show with a pick on this game. Hey, when you're, staying up all night watching track and field and tennis and handicapping a bunch of games, you're like, we'll just, how about we just skip over this one? All right, I'll make my call here. What we need are the Moneyline dice. I got them over here. Maybe this is one for the Moneyline dice here today. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the over in this one with the Angels in Colorado. All right, flipping a coin there. Angels team total over for Thomas. 9 legacy Angels run line. All right, I looked at this one pretty heavily with the Brewers taking on the Cardinals here. Look, the Brewers, their situation, pretty precarious here right now, leading by 3 games over Philadelphia for that top spot, but only because they're on a 3-game winning streak, kind of putting some space between them and the Phils for that number 1 spot. You got Mizorowski here on the mound. Cardinals, 5 games back, but they've kind of stumbled of late. Looks like they're just starting to give up here a little bit on the season. For Mizorowski here, a 5-2 record. Brewers are 9-4 with him on the mound. 4.35 ERA, 1.1 WHIP, 199 batting average against. I think Mizorowski's done pretty well here this season. Yeah, that ERA has gone up. It wasn't going to be dominant all the way since he came up with that incredible start. For Sonny Gray here, a 13-8 record. The Cardinals are 20-10. With Sonny Gray on the mound, but they're kind of running out. What do you like here, Bush or Miller, when the Milwaukee Brewers take on the Cards? Gray, 4.43 ERA, 257 batting average against. Mizorowski, I guess, has the better numbers here overall, but the Cardinals have lost 7 of 9, and Milwaukee's won 5 of their last 6. They've beaten St. Louis in 6 of the last 8 meetings, although St. Louis has won 4 of the last 5 games at home against Milwaukee. Let's see what you have here with these two. Milwaukee take it on the Cards here. Brewers hitting well over last month, close to 275. The Cardinals, meanwhile, over the last month, barely hitting 225. Gray's been getting shelled here pretty good. Brewers obviously have been on a real roll here of late. So let's see in the chat. Started off with Cash Cane on the Cardinals here. SF Niner says fade the Liberty. That's what that is. Okay, thank you. Fade the Liberty, I think is what he's saying. Thomas says Milwaukee team total over. Twisted said, can't do it. And Cash Cane says, the Cardinals did get to Mizorowski here recently, but yeah, I feel like though Sonny Gray, he's been not quite all there right now. It feels like it's just starting to get away here from Sonny Gray right now late in the season. I know Gray can come up with a big performance at any given moment. That's just the way he is. And let's see what those numbers were. Mizorowski, 5 innings, 7 hits, and 4 runs back on September 13th. But he did mow him down earlier in the season. 5 innings, no hits earlier. Meanwhile, for Sonny Gray against the Brewers this season, 15 and a third innings, 11 earned runs there. So 1 loss and 2 no decisions. NYC Bar says over. Irish King says he likes Kansas City today over the Jays. 9 Legacy says Milwaukee run line, Milwaukee team total over. And let's see here. Twisted's got some parlay action. Cincinnati money line, Baltimore money line, Atlanta money line, Cleveland money line. Blue is on the Brewers. And SF Niners said, Billy Siegfried. Nice to see Billy in the chat. Thank you for stopping by, Bill. I'm going to go ahead and take the Brewers here in this one over the Cardinals. They've been the hotter team. I think this price is okay. Let's see right now. It's currently $1.20 or so, 7.5 over 15. We can leave it right there. I'll take Milwaukee. All right, Philadelphia taking on the Diamondbacks. We know Philadelphia's in, and they're looking pretty good. They're trying to chase down the Brewers. I don't think they'll fall behind the Dodgers here. So I think the Brewers will probably get the number 1 seed. The Phillies will probably get the number 2 seed. We'll see. But it's Arizona, really. They're trying to chase down the Mets. They're down just 2 games to the Mets here right now. And we'll see. They lost that last game, obviously. But right now, they are going to be a small favorite here at $1.25, 9.5 under 15. Taiwan Walker on the mound here for the Phillies, 5-8 record, 4.17 ERA, 271 batting average against. For Arizona and Ryan Nelson, 7-3 record, 3.34 ERA, 105 WHIP, 212 batting average against. Philadelphia's won 8 of their last 10, but they've dropped 4 of their last 6 to Arizona. Arizona's won 4 of their last 5 and 6 of their last 8 games at home. Philly's gone over in 8 of their last 9 overall, although 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Let's see what you have here with Philadelphia coming in. Man, these bats are hot for Philly. We know that, hitting about 285 over the last month. Diamondbacks hitting just 250 over the last month coming in. Philly, they've been strong on this road, on the road here of late. For sure, they've won 5 of their last 7. They did the number there on the Dodgers, did a nice job in that series. But Arizona has won 5 of the last 7 between the two teams overall. Arizona's won, feels like they've got the better starter here. I'm going to take the Diamondbacks in this one. Look, that Philly series was big against the Dodgers. They clinched, then they won the next night. But the trip's getting a little long here. I'm going to take Arizona tonight as a favorite in this one. Let's see what you got here. I didn't even go to the chat, did I? Let's see here. Arizona for NYC Bar. And Billy says he likes looking for some prop action there. Cash gains on Arizona. Justin likes the Diamondbacks team total over. Thomas says, give me Philly team total over. And Billy says the Mets, a lot of drama there. And let's see here. I think that's it for you guys. That's it. I'll take Arizona. All right, guys. There's one more game we got to talk about, and we could spend a half an hour talking about this one tonight. It's going to be the toughest ticket of the regular season in Major League Baseball after the news yesterday that Clayton Kershaw would be wrapping up his career after this season. And you know what? With this being Kershaw's last home start, and, well, we'll see how it goes with the Dodgers. They could win the division here, right? And certainly have a chance to play, pitch in a home game. But look what the Dodgers figure what the Dodgers rotation is. Where does Clayton Kershaw kind of fit into this? This is what makes this game so important and so significant. Could be the last home appearance of Kershaw for good here. It may work out. He could get in a game. Heck, he could get the save in the World Series. Who knows? But it is the last home game for Clayton Kershaw in his career. And kind of like that game when he had his 3,000th strikeout this season, right? All eyes on Dodger Stadium tonight. And you got to be watching this one for sure with Kershaw's last game. And, hey, it's still an important game. Dodgers trying to hold off the Padres here right now. They're ahead of them by 3 games currently, and they're leading the division here. Giants still alive, just 3 games back in the postseason. So they're breathing for sure, and they got Robbie Ray on the mound. So great honor for Robbie Ray to pitch. Robbie Ray is pretty damn good too, right? 11-7 with 3.5 ERA. The Giants are 22-9 with Robbie Ray on the mound. A 1.2 WHIP, 219 batting average against. For the legend, Clayton Kershaw here tonight. Look, it's been a strong season for Clayton, but with his back problems here, he just felt like it was the right time to wrap it up this season, and maybe he was planning on this all along. Clayton Kershaw says, I don't need a farewell tour. Kershaw 10-2 this season, 3.53 ERA, 1.21 WHIP, 247 batting average against. The Dodgers are 14-6 with Kershaw on the mound. Look, it's a high price here. For sure. It might be down to $1.65 or lower at some of the sharp books, but for the most part, and the total's actually gone up 8.5 over 20. I mean, come on. Kershaw is going to have his longest outing of the season. He's going to get in a pitcher's duel here with Robbie Ray, isn't he? Come on, 8.5. Well, maybe it will be. Maybe these guys will end up getting a little bit tired early, but we'll see. What do you have here in this one? With the Dodgers here going up against Colorado tonight. I'm sorry, against the Giants. Against the Giants. I'm sick of the Angels there. For the Giants here, they've lost 5 of their last 6, including 4 of their last 5 on the road. The Giants are just 2-11 in the last 13 games here in Chavez Ravine. Dodgers have won 8 of their last 11. They've won 12 of their last 16 games at home. Coming into this one, I probably don't even care what the numbers say or why that total's as high as it is. I'm probably just going to go under here with 8.5. I mean, really, Kershaw, what are you going to do? Go out there and get shelled in his final game here? And Robbie Ray, knowing the assignment. San Francisco hitting just under 220 against left-handed starters this season. Now the Dodgers have bet 260 over the last month, and Ray really hasn't looked that good. He's got an ERA over 6 in his past 6 starts. Kershaw's been pretty solid at home with an ERA at 3.38 this season. So let's see what you have here. I'm sure the Dodgers can handle this one. Widely reported steam came on the over. Those are just wise guys being dicks, I'm sure, here. Come on. It's going to be a pitcher's duel tonight. I've got the under. Here we go. Let's see what you got in this big game tonight. Last appearance at home in the regular season for Kershaw. Last regular season appearance. Cash Kane, Dodgers run line. Ohtani for a home run. Thomas likes Kershaw on his K-prop. SF Niner likes the Dodgers on the run line. Justin says Mookie Betts over on his total bases here. And yeah, and let's not forget, right, Cash Kane, that this is important. The Giants are still alive. I mean, some of these teams, we say they have a chance or whatever. I feel like the Giants are definitely breathing here. But, you got to start tonight here, it feels like.
Steam play.
All right, yeah, there you go. It's Kershaw's night. Hey, we got some steam coming in here right now. I just want to report it's on the game between Columbia and Lafayette. The total's moving higher here right now. Some steam to the over. It was 50.5 in this one, and right now
Steam play.
it is 51 and 52. 52 in the game between Columbia and Lafayette tonight. College football at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. SF Niner says Giants. Cash Gain says Kershaw made him a lot of money. Let's see here. Cash Gain says Ohtani home run. Thomas says, Kershaw, those strike. Yeah. He hasn't been mowing them down necessarily. Dodgers on the run line here for Dime Legacy. He might have trouble getting, it could be also, I think what you might see here with the Dodgers tonight is Kershaw he might get pulled in the game where he's actually pitching well. It might be a situation where, he might, I got to be honest with you guys. I don't want to say let's go crazy on the props. And it is a big game. The Dodgers do want to keep winning. They're in first place. He may only pitch a couple of innings. They may pull him in the first inning, quite frankly, or I'm sure he'll go a little bit further. But it might be a little more ceremoniously removed from the game. Like he could be 2 outs into the third inning or something and got all 8 guys out. But it just might be a situation where you go and get your man and then let him. You don't want to have him walking off that mound, having given up a couple of doubles and a couple of runs, right? You want to go get him and let him savor the moment, if you will. We'll see. I don't have no insight to that, but I think that we saw that earlier, right, on that 3,000 strikeout game. All right, Angels team total over here for Cash Cane. And Dodgers run line for Bar. Blue said Giants money line. Thomas said it. Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah. Right. Let's see here. Dodgers here, first 5 for Keith Just Truth. And let's see here. I think that's it from you guys in that one. I'll take the under in this great game. Don't miss this one tonight with Kershaw in his final game as at home against the Dodgers here. I think that's going to, that'll do it for him for sure. And we'll see how it goes in the postseason. Now, you're going to use him for sure, and I would guess he would get a start. But look, the Dodgers have the starters. If Kershaw kind of is number 4 there a little bit. How about the bullpen, right? Put Kershaw in the bullpen. Put Ohtani. In the bullpen, right? And Keith Just True says, how about the 2-3 zone? You could catch Justin and Ron every day on that 2-3 zone show and watch it all the time with those guys doing a great job. Okay, let's go to it then. You want it. You want it? I got it. WNBA, Liberty and Mercury here with the Mercury favored by 2.5. And the total here is 155.5. In fact, call it 3 right now. So a little bit of move here to the Mercury. And see what you guys have in this one with the Liberty and the Mercury tonight. This one will decide who goes on to take on the Minnesota Lynx in the next round. So, look, both the road teams have won so far in the series, and we'll see if that happens here. I don't know if it is necessarily a situation where you're looking at a Mercury team here that, they did get that win on the road for sure, but Liberty that just feels like with their 5th place finish and all, it was still a big surprise for them kind of to win that game for sure. Let's see what you got here in this one. Okay. Oh, sorry about that, you guys. Get a little text message here in the middle of the show. Guess these folks don't know I'm doing a live betting show every day at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific. There we go. All right, I'll get your plays right now in the chat, and I want to hear from you in the one game tonight in the W with Liberty and Phoenix and a trip to the semifinals on the line here tonight. All right.
Steam play.
Billy, right? This bullpen's so bad. Why not throw those goofball stars? Just switch it. You're Dave Roberts. You do unorthodox things, right? We're already talking about Ohtani in there. Hey, Justin's on the Dodgers there in that one. I think I missed that one. Okay, here we go. Mercury and under for Thomas. Thomas, thank you for being here today. I hope everything's going well for you. And Justin here says Cloud on her points prop here, ramping it up on a little plus money. NYC Bar likes the over here in this one. Justin likes the Mercury. And Billy says Cloud is good, but hey, you get off of my Cloud. Justin's, let's see here. Mercury under there. Let's see here. That was, the thing. Hey, wasn't that great with the, I know that, lost the other night. Golden State lost that game, but they would have won if they were back at their regular arena. Justin was talking about the whole time how they were going to have to play in San Jose, and it was basically like a 1-point game. So you got to wonder if they just would have had that game at home, they probably would have won it, even though the fans were great and gave them that standing ovation and everything. Okay. Let's see here. Maybe it for you guys there. All right. Keith Just Truth likes Stewart over on those rebounds. She has to dominate, but boy, Keith, I mean, obviously Stewie's not 100%. I mean, there's just no way that last game she was just really just not looking good. It feels like, right? Okay, Gary, nice to see you today. Let's see here. And Blue is singing, I think, singing John Lennon in the chat. And woman. Okay. That's it for that one. Hey, I got to make my call here in this one between the Liberty and the Mercury. I got to go under here in this one. This one's going to be close and tough tonight. Give me the under Liberty and Phoenix. All right, well, I hope Nuke is here. We've got a couple of games to go still in the CFL tonight. And let's take a look at those matchups here. First, it'll be the Alouettes on the road, taking on the Argos in my favorite matchup in the CFL anyway. And Montreal on the road, favored by 6.5 here, and the total 50.5 right now. Let's see what you got here in this one with the Alouettes taking on the Argos here. Take a look at some of the All right, let's see what we got going here. Montreal, let's see, they've been, Montreal pretty strong on the road here. They've gone over in 5 of their last 6 games on the road. Toronto's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games overall. They've also gone over in 5 of their last 6 games at home. So let's see what you got, though, here with Montreal and Toronto, with Montreal on the road. Laying these points here, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I know they could win this game, but can they get the money? I think I just like those, the trends in the series that kind of point to the over here, maybe in this one. And look, against this Toronto defense, I mean, I think Bethel Thompson here, even the Bethel Thompson, could have a good game. Get it to Philpott, get it to Sneed. That's all you got to do if you're Toronto. And meanwhile, Toronto, they're going to have to go with Doge at quarterback, and we'll see. I mean, very questionable to have him in there, and no wonder Montreal is such a big favorite. Hopefully, Toronto can rely on that running game a little bit with Spencer Brown and kind of get things on track for Doge. And we'll see. I mean, they got Herslow. He's in a good position tonight. Coming off those big games, man, he's been so hot here of late with this winning streak right now that don't forget, I mean, Toronto has won 3 games in a row despite what they're faced with here. And Herslow had that incredible game against BC with those 2 touchdowns and 150 yards. He's basically had 2 touchdowns in each of the last 3 games. So give me the over here in this one with Montreal and Toronto. All right, let's see. Any comments here in the chat? Montreal, first half and full game from Nuke. Thank you, Nuke. And I think that's it from you guys in that one. So let's go here to the next matchup tonight in the late game here out west in the CFL with the BC Lions on the road, taking on the Stamps tonight in Calgary. And they got the Stamps favored at home by 5 and the total 55. There you go. All right. And take a look here in this one for BC. Man, they always fare pretty well here against the Stamps here of late. BC's gone 7-1 in their last 8 trips here into Calgary. Calgary's won 4 of their last 5 at home. They've gone under in 5 of their last 6 games, but BC's gone over in 5 straight. I want to take these points here. Yeah, I'm going to take the points here with BC, I think, here in this one against Calgary tonight. I know Calgary's got that strong defense, man. It's going to make things tough, but you do have Rourke at least still going here. And Rourke was pretty good last game, over 300 yards. He rushed for a couple of scores in the win over Ottawa, in the revenge win over Ottawa for that 34-33 loss. Came up with a win there in that last one. I think for Rourke here, like I said, it's going to be tough, but I think for Barry Hill with Hatcher, with McInnes here, I think the Lions can hang. Certainly the Stamps can get theirs too with Vernon Adams here. He could have a big game getting it to Barnes, getting it to Rhymes, but we do know, I think Jalen Philpott is questionable here, and he hasn't looked good anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. But Eric Brooks will be able to step up in his spot. Brooks had a big game last out, 6 receptions for 115 yards, was terrific in that last game. But I'm going to go with BC here, plus the points here tonight. See what you guys got. Nuke's against me. Oh, no. Nuke's got Calgary to lay the points there. Nine Legacy went with Toronto, and Nuke says Vernon Adams will get it revenge on the Lions here. I'd say the matchups favor the Stamps for sure, but I'm going to go ahead and take those points. BC always plays pretty well against Calgary for sure here of late. All right, I guess that's it for the morning Steam show. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. We know there's some nice soccer action today Friday fixtures, including a close one in Serie A, Cagliari and Lecce, and in La Liga, you got Sociedad taking on Betis, and a full card tonight in Mexican League with my Tijuana Cholos, a favorite tonight against Leon. We hate Leon, so we'll beat them. And action also, one in the Bundesliga, one in League One as well. So, hey, that's going to do it for the morning steam. Hey, if you want more plays from me, I'll send out a few here maybe today in soccer if you'll join me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Get my picks in today's action for just $19.95 a month. It'll be 50 cents a day when you subscribe over there. And hey, get more plays from me. Updates every day, a couple of updates, 2-3 updates every day with premium picks. And then also some sign up for the free picks as well over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. When you subscribe over at Winnable, the plays come direct to your phone, and look, they come out nice, crisp, and clear. I just type them in, and hey, look, we had some winners come in on the premium picks. I won my play last night right there with the Geelong Cats over Hawthorne. It says right there a winner there. And hey, how about our play in Japan there last night? Get more winners from me 24 hours a day, pretty much, when you subscribe over at winnable.com. How about that?
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, let's do the drawing right now and see who's going to win 1 month of those plays over at winnable.com. If you win, use the promo code WINNER at checkout, and you'll get 1 month for free. See how it works with me over at winnable.com. Here we go. Let's see who wins. NYC Bar, Cash Kane, Justin, Trevor, Keith, Just Truth, Terrell, Joe W., Jimmy, Twisted, and the winner is Derek Bop. Derek Bop. I think Derek Bop might be long gone, but Derek, if you're there, you can get a free subscription to my plays over at winnable.com. Use the promo code WINNER. Hey, if he's in there and wants somebody else to win, he can just designate somebody. I don't mind. So thank you, Derek, though. Even if he isn't there, he won the contest. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, of the big day of college football tomorrow, and baseball and others as well, but it's all about the college football tomorrow. Thanks to everybody in the chat today. Really appreciate all of you in there, including Justin, Mike, Nuke, Jimmy, Thomas. Great to have you today. I know you can't. Really an honor to have you just hanging out here with me today. But thanks to everybody in the chat. Who were the top chatters today? NYC Bar, Blue, Thomas, Justin, Cash Kane, SF Niner, Nuke, Twisted, Nine Legacy, and Tariq. Great job, chat all-stars. Really appreciate all of you here. Don't forget, Mikey Money, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. He gets you ready for the primetime action. I'm going to try to join the guys over on PSR today for at least the first half. They're running a nice stream with Wine Time, and told them I'd try to hook up with them before the season is over on the baseball. I better get over and say hi to them tonight before I go to my high school coverage here. So I'm going to try to make it over there for the first half of that Rutgers and Iowa game, and I'll save a few props for them over there as well. Nasty Nate, hopefully, there you. Hi, Nasty Nate. Good to see you in the chat today. But so check me out there. I'm pretty sure I can make it barring any unforeseen circumstances, but probably just for a half over there. Want to say hello to the guys and wine time, and then they're going to run a stream there for tonight. We'll be back. We're taking the weekend off a little bit here with no UFC. The guys really deserve some time here. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the week here on the Sports Money Network. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
One for cover, that's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. Ramon Scott, sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to